Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Sunday Swim Show. I'm Kevin Cargill, this is Matt Murphy, and this is the Davidson Natatorium, home of the Wesleyan Wolves, who are two-time defending 1-5A state champions. State is 2 weeks away. We're really excited. This is the last weekend that you can qualify for state. So congratulations to all of you who have punched your tickets to the state championship. Next week, we will have an episode of the Sunday Swim Show that'll be on demand all day, on Sunday and all throughout the week, allowing you to get all of the information you need to know for the state championships. The week after, Friday is prelims for the state championships. Saturday is finals, and by Saturday night, we'll have some champions crowned, and the Sunday Swim Show will be there to catch all of it. So make sure that you tune in next Sunday and the Sunday after that for the Sunday Swim Show. But before we get to that, Matt.
So our Friends Unlimited Swimmer and Diver of the Week segments have been just a joy to produce. We have gotten to know these athletes on a personal level, as well as see all the effort that they put into their craft. This week's award winners are going to be some of the top performers at this year's state competition, and here they are.
My name is Walker Wheeler, and I go to Riverwood International Charter School.
My name is Andrea Demick, and I go to Marist School.
The season's been going really well. I've set a new personal best for myself. We've gotten 3 out of 4 divers making it to state, and the swim team's just preparing and training really hard for Metros and state.
The Marist swimming and diving team has been doing great so far this season. We won the Madeline Brown Invitational and pulled out a close win against Westminster last week, so we're looking forward to some great performances at Metro and state.
My goals for this season was to get as many points as possible for my team and to place top 3 in Metros and as well as state.
My goals for the season were very simple. They were just to improve my diving skills and score as many points for my team as possible to help them win another state championship.
My favorite thing about high school swimming and diving is probably like competing for my team and just getting to compete against all the other teams and their divers and swimmers as well.
My favorite part about high school swimming and diving is how close our team is, especially the girls' side. We have a lot of tradition that makes it really fun to be part of such a great team.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for making me Male Diver of the Week.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for awarding me Female Diver of the Week. And to my team as possible to help them win another state championship.
Goals for the season were just to come together and try and bring the team into one big group and encourage everyone and just do well at high school state meet.
My goals are just to be the best I could be and see what happened. Just go out there and know that I was giving 110% for my team, and then just see what would happen with all that effort.
My favorite thing about high school swimming and diving is probably like competing for my team and just getting to compete against all the other teams and their divers and swimmers as well.
My favorite part about high school swimming and diving is how close our team is, especially the girls' side. We have a lot of tradition that makes it really fun to be part of such a great team.
Well, my favorite thing about high school swimming and diving is that it's not all about times. It's more about meeting your friends and making new ones. You can reconnect with old people and just meet new ones, and it's more fun than competitive swimming because you're having fun.
My favorite part is the team atmosphere, being part of such a close team and everyone supporting each other, and then just getting up there and swimming with your team on relays.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for making me Male Diver of the Week.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for awarding me Female Diver of the Week.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for awarding me Female Swimmer of the Week.
It's that time of the week again, time for Top 10 Questions with College Coaches. This week's coach is Neil Harper, head coach at Florida State University. Neil was an amazing swimmer. He's an amazing coach, but that's not why we saved him for the end of the year. Neil is an amazing guy, and I'll tell you what, this is probably one of the most fun interviews we've had the privilege of filming. You don't want to miss this. Take a look.
We're looking for well-roundedness. We're looking for a kid that obviously is very dedicated in swimming, has goals, is looking to join a good program, to have good people to train with, is really sort of really focused on academics. They may not know what they want to study, but they've had a good academic reputation up to that point. They've carried good GPAs and test scores up to that point, so that they have goals, and they want to be serious about school. Also, a great commitment to a team. Want to be part of something. Want to be part of building a team to win an ACC championship. to become a top 15, a top 10 team at the NCAA championship. They also have individual goals of, whether that's Olympic team, Olympic trials, being a finalist, being an NCAA All-American, being an NCAA champion. And you can sense that early on, whether, it's someone that, hey, I've been swimming for a long time and I just want to go to college, or no, I'm getting good and I'm going to get a lot better and I want to do this, 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 and this. And that's the kind of kids we're looking for that, want to graduate on time and after swimming, want to do something with swimming or want to do something out in the big world, want to be a businessman, want to be a doctor, want to be a nurse, all that kind of stuff. Well, it's phenomenal. I was fortunate enough to make 2 British Olympic teams as a swimmer, and you kind of think that's it. And then when you make one as a coach, we had 2 South Africans on the Olympic team in Sydney in 2000, and South Africa invited me to be part of the delegation. So I was in the parade. I was in the village. It's a great time. And when you go on to be married and have kids, and then you're a coach, and then you go into the Olympics, you just savor it much more. You enjoy every 5 minutes. You watch what goes on. You notice a lot more things. And as a coach, you know that your students and your swimmers, there's certain things you can say and do and have them watch out for that can maybe steer them in the right direction that maybe when I was 19 or when I was 23 I didn't get. So it was really very rewarding. Doing the opening ceremony, being part of the Olympic Games as a coach. And also going with a different country. And then obviously in 2004, FSU had 6 swimmers from 5 different teams. One of our alums, Stephen Perry, won a medal to Michael in the 2 fly. It was just being part of it, being at the pool. So it's been phenomenal to be a coach and to assist FSU student athletes as they become alums, as they're swimming for you to try and make their teams. And be committed to them throughout the year, whether that means that their Olympic trials are right when NCAAs are, sort of sacrifice FSU's goals at the NCAAs to help them make an Olympic team. So it's very rewarding being able to travel with them, being on deck, being accredited, and there's nothing like the Olympic Games. Well, at Florida State, our student athletes get to register 2 weeks before every regular student. So we get preferential treatment in terms of scheduling classes. So if there are 5 psychology 2000 classes and 3 of them conflict with practice time, we'll be able to get, our swimmers and divers will be able to get the 2 sections that go around practice time. Likewise, if someone has a biology lab or is over in the engineering department and it's geothermal engineering and it's only offered by 1 professor, then we're going to get in that class at a time of the day that's good for us and doesn't conflict with practice. So obviously as we get higher up in, when some of the girls are doing their student teaching, when they're doing their blocks, some of the girls are in nursing, some of the guys are in the upper level engineering classes where it may be taught by 1 professor that comes into town 1 time a week, then if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of practice, then we're going to have to work around it. But for the most part, the schedules that our swimmers and divers have are primed so that they get their academic schedule set and they get classes and time at times that doesn't conflict with the rest of our swimming practices. So it works out well, and everyone is able to maintain their their 20 hours of swimming and training, and also get their 15 hours, 16 hours of school in without being cramped or overlapping. I feel really strongly about this because I was fortunate enough, I went to Millfield, which is a boarding school in England. It's kind of like a Bowles or a Germantown or whatever. It's a boarding school, so you're there, you're a boarder, you're away from home, you're about 250 miles away from home, you're all in. And so you grow up and you represent the school. The school coach is a professional coach, and you compete as a club for the school. And obviously there are some schools that do that over here. One of the things, in terms of coming over to the States and being here for 25 years and having daughters of my own that are going through high school now, the high school experience is, you can't explain it, it's unbelievable. Everyone thinks back at their high school, whether it was awesome, whether it was terrible, whether it was like they remember the prom, they remember all the things about high school, and it's an amazing time. And I just feel that swimmers sometimes lose out on that because, You know, everyone's walking around in their leather jackets. They were on the varsity. The high school football games on Friday are unbelievable. The pep rallies are unbelievable. I really wish that sometimes I could have traded that, because that's, you know, when I did some student teaching, I went to a pep rally and couldn't believe just how amazing it was. Get the band in the school gym and the whole school comes and it's like, you're ready to tear it up. It's unbelievable. So I think sometimes how high schools and high school swim programs don't combine or don't allow, or sometimes the clubs don't allow their club swimmers, they make that difficult for them to make a choice. I think if you can train with your club and appease your high school coach by going and being with the team or doing whatever, that's what you need to do. You only get high school once. And so if you can be there with the relays, do some relay exchanges, if a club swimmer that's a junior national or senior national can make that team be not 10 but like 25 guys on the team, make it a fun thing. You know, make everyone have ownership in being on part of the high school team. Be proud of getting a ladder jacket. You know, we're going to go to states. We're going to swim against our rival school. You know, hey, we're gonna play football against the rival school on Friday, but did you know Thursday we're swimming them in swimming? We're going over to their pool, or we're swimming at the city pool. I want everyone to come to the meet, because, you know, we're not all good at football. We're good at swimming. So we want our school to recognize us. I'm gonna put the school colors on and say, hey, this is for the school. This is for my peeps at the school. I'm gonna bust some tail here. I'm gonna represent the school and I'm gonna win. And I want the school, my friends from school that I've gone to school with all my life, to come watch me represent the school. So I think somehow club coaches, high school principals, high school athletic department directors, they all need to come together and say, you know, you only get your high school career once. And there needs to be a way we can combine this. Obviously, when a kid goes to a club, they're committing at a higher level. Those are professional coaches. They're paying dues. So mom and dad want that. But there has to be a way to combine that so that the kid can get the best of both worlds. They can represent the school. So on the announcements on Monday, hey, the high school swim team beat the rival school and Johnny Jones was a multi-winner. And everyone's like, awesome. You know, you represent the school, we love it. That's what we want to hear. And I think that sometimes in swimming and diving, we're so focused on, I'm going to junior nationals. I'm going to senior, I want to get my Olympic trial cut. And it's like 4 years of high school swimming or nothing. And you didn't even represent the school once. Or the English teacher or the math teacher or the physics teacher that's looking after the team, you know, it's like, well, you know, you don't come here so you don't represent the school. Or, you know, it's too many people's egos are on the line. We need to come together and say, hey, I want the great swimmers to represent this high school. I want to make it possible. What can we do, athletic director? What can we do to help this kid represent the school? Club coach, can he swim in the high school meet? If you need him to come a little bit more on Thursday and maybe do an extra half hour on Tuesday, let's do it. But like, he's missing out on high school dual meets. He's representing the school. He wants to put that Letterman jacket on and say, hey, yeah, at the school say, you're one of the best swimmers that ever came here. We've got kids that go to Olympic trials that like, they don't find out till the kid left that like, you mean he was an awesome swimmer? He went to Olympic trials? How come he never swam for the high school? It's criminal. So I think, you know, everyone needs to come together and cool their heads and say, hey, these kids need to represent the high schools. And there's ways we can all check our egos at the door and say it can be done. The kids, you know, because it's not college. We don't have to get them making the Olympic team now in 9th grade. You know, have them get better each year and have them represent the club at the weekends and the high school during the weeks. And that way we can have, you know, great high school season and everyone can realize that swimming and diving is alive and well and it's a legitimate sport in high schools. So that's what I say.
What you mean to...
Well, I think part of it is that, you know, we don't necessarily, we admire ourselves as swimmers and coaches in the swimming world, but we think we're different and weird, and you got to be different and weird to be a swimmer instead of embracing it. You know, we're all in. You know, if you're a swimmer, you're a swimmer. If you're a coach, you're in. So let's promote it. You know, we know that, like, you know, the first week of the Olympics, everyone wants to watch the pool. You know, the U.S. is the most successful, you know, team of all the U.S. teams, and we're going to go get like 80 medals. And we're going to get so many gold medals, and all these new faces are going to be all over the, you know, NBC. And I think we sell ourselves short. It goes back to the grassroots too. It goes back to, you know, high schools. It's like, you know, do you see, you know, if you have two rival schools here in Atlanta and they swim a dual meet, where's the results? Where's the pictures in the newspaper? Where's the preview of like, hey, we all know what teams are playing what teams on Friday night at what stadium. But did we know that this team was playing the rival swim team at their pool on Wednesday afternoons. So we got to promote it, and we got to get people in our school. I think that people in your schools and people at your clubs respect swimmers so much. How many times do we all hear like, I couldn't do what you do? There's absolutely no way I could do my homework and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go swim for 2 hours or an hour and a half, and then go to school and do well, and then go to the weight room and then go swim again in the afternoon. I don't know how you do that. So there's already that ultimate respect for all the swimmers that do that. So knowing that, we need to promote it. There's a lot of businesses out there that want to be associated with clean programs, good kids that are on the honor roll, that do a sport that gets up early and stays out late. And kids that swimmers don't just step up on the block and go fast. They have to train, they have to dedicate themselves. And swimmers don't get to those Olympics without 4 years of dedication. So we need to tap into that. We need to say that swimming is a life sport. So everyone should be swimming. Because some people, they got bad knees, bad hips, bad ankles, shin splints. They can't run, they can't bike, they can't play tennis, but you can always swim. And it's a life sport. Once you learn it, you can always keep doing it. And so we need to keep that interest, and we need to promote. We need to, clubs need to promote, clubs need to do fun things. They need to do relay meets, they need to do dual meets. And it doesn't matter who wins all, it's just, let's just get it out there in the press. We've got many, many big clubs in Atlanta here. It's like, do something on the west side with 2 teams over here, and do something on the northeast side with this over here, and let's have 5, Wednesdays is the day when high school swimming is, and everyone's gonna go watch. And club coaches, go cheer on your swimmers in the high school team and put demands on them. I don't wanna see you just win. I wanna see you should be able to win by 10 yards and put a goal time on them. Because if you don't, then when you're at practice next time, you're gonna get it again. But make it fun. And challenge something, and travel from Atlanta to Knoxville or to Nashville or to Tallahassee and publicize swimming. It's such a good, clean sport, and it's got so many great kids, because the kids that stay in swimming have to have great time management. They can't be good students and good swimmers and divers. So we already respect these kids. We know what they're doing. And a lot of the kids, you can all tell which kid on your club is the 4.0 student and the 3.5 student and the kid that's struggling at 3.0, And so we have great kids that end up swimming and diving all over the country. And so we need to embrace it, we need to promote it. And I think parents need to when you look at I'm at the age now when I was a young coach and my girls were 5 and 3, it was everything. And now they're 18 and 16, it's you want them to be happy. You wish they would have been happy. Don't push them too hard. So long as they're doing fine, give them a little encouragement, give them tough love. But be there and be prepared to put a tank of gas in that costs you $100 and drive and stay in a hotel that's gonna cost you another $150 and not have any strings attached and say, well, you didn't do best times. That's not part of swimming. Part of swimming is traveling, being with your teammates. If you've been training hard all week, you're not going to swim fast at the meets. So it's part of the process. It's part of, would you travel an hour to go watch a soccer game and you watch your kid run around the field and they lose 3-2? The kid had fun, they played well, they lost. It was worth it. And that's the way swim meets need to be, is that go there, have fun, do the best you can. We still love you. Come back in the car, let's go home, be a great family. So I think that's the thing where we get caught up in, you didn't do your best time this week. I feel bad for it. With those kids that you see, kids at swim meets, they go 10 seconds off their best time. And everyone's yeah, and I'm oh my gosh, if he'd have just done 2 this time and then 2 next time, he's got another 6 in the bank for the time after that. So realize what we're up against, and it's tough. And sometimes that, we need to be there for our families and our friends and our teammates and our coaches. And it's a great sport, and we're proud to be a part of it, and get out there and promote it. Get people to invest in it, companies to invest in it, because it's a clean sport. And every 4 years, hey, guess what? If you've been invested in it for 3 years, people are going to stay with you, and they're going to wear your stuff at the Olympic trials. This dual meet between this high school and this high school is brought to you by this company. So there's so much more we can do better with swimming, and we just need to embrace it and promote it ourselves, because we feel as we're part of it, it's well, we're crazy doing this. It's not. We're unique. And embrace it and say, hey, we have a great sport, and let's promote it and get more people excited about it.
This weekend wrapped up all the county championships across the great state of Georgia as we head into the state competition. The Sunday Swim Show was at the Metro Atlanta Championship and got to see all the excitement there was at the meet over at the Westminster schools. Here are the champions.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Sunday Swim Show. It's been really exciting here at the Sunday Swim Show. Our inaugural season has been an enormous success, and we're so excited that we have 2 episodes left next week. The most important Sunday Swim Show of the season, the State Championship Information Show. This will be on demand all week. All the information you need to know about the state championships at Georgia Tech. Don't miss it. The week after that, state championships will be done. We'll be crowning champions, interviews with champion coaches and champion swimmers. It'll be a really, really exciting interview. Make sure that you tune in for that. For Matt Murphy, I'm Kevin Cargill. Thank you so much for watching the Sunday Swim Show. We'll see you next week.